All right, we're live on YouTube's and on the Facebooks. I'm going live on the Instagrams. Hold on.
On the interwebs.
Insta face.
Here we go. Go live. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Welcome to the weekly live stream, the Life, Liberty, and Equipped podcast live stream.
Without Graig.
Without Graig.
Without Graig this week.
Without Graig. I'm going to preemptively put this in, a link to the Discord, so I don't have to do it while I'm also trying to do the intro. So, what's going on, everybody? Looks like I may have screwed up the scheduling. Sorry about that, everyone. That's my fault.
We are back, baby. We are back. All right, here we go.
All right. Hold on, let me pin that. Pin comment.
Oh, wow, we got a lot of comments floating in.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, welcome to season 1, episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
All right. Everyone ready? Let's kick this puppy off. All right. Oh, I have to hit all the buttons.
All the buttons. You got this.
I think I got it.
I believe in you.
All right. We're going to hit record. Are you ready? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Life, Liberty, and the Equipped podcast. We believe that life is worth living boldly. Liberty should be used for good, and we all have a calling to be equipped to pursue it. Every week, we explore what it means to live with intention and carry the tools and mindset that prepare us for whatever comes. We'll dive into topics around the freedoms we cherish, the gear we trust, and the skills that equip us. This is more than a podcast, it's a mission. Life, liberty, equipped to pursue it. Let's get started.
You nailed it, bro.
Okay.
First one.
Introduction. Let's go.
All right, guys. I am Nate Hills. I am joined by Michael Billings and Tiberius Giblin. We're coming to you live on the NeoMag YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook accounts. And we'll be bringing you your live comments into the conversation today. If you're listening to the recorded podcast, you can catch us every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and be part of the live show. We have multiple ways to get involved with us. You can get involved with us on our Discord server. Link is in the chat. I already put it in there and it's pinned, and on our show notes. If you're a part of the NeoMag Insiders Club, we will have a discount code ready for you later in the show. Our Insiders Club is free to join, and you'll get access to exclusive episodes, discounts, and more. We did a live earlier this week exclusively for our insiders, revealing a new product that's coming on Friday. You can sign up using the pop-up on our website at theneomag.com.
Speaking of new products, I'm so excited.
We're not there
about
yet.
Friday.
We're not there yet.
Come on.
Nope. Calm
I'm
down.
working so
Can
hard.
I tease it or no?
No, not
said
yet.
two. I was like, "Oh, geez." Come on.
You can
I'm
model
so
it though,
excited.
Tib. You can do the modeling
Oh.
because I forgot to bring it into the studio.
As we both look around.
I have one right here.
Perfect.
Yes, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to give
Yeah.
any hints.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to model it because the camera is all the way over there, and I have a table between me and it, and it's very difficult to get to. So it works out.
Fair enough.
Happy Wednesday, all. Welcome to the podcast. What's going on? What is going on?
It's been a busy week for us. What about you
Busy.
guys? What do you have going on? You got YouTube comments coming in.
A lot of YouTube comments.
Yeah. Everybody's in Florida. I guess we should all go to Florida.
Well, I mean, again, I think I actually apologies to those of you that jumped in way early. It looks like I may have accidentally scheduled it for noon as opposed to 1. So if you have been hanging out and waiting
Oh.
since noon, one, appreciate you hanging out and waiting. Hopefully you stopped and then came back. That's our fault. And by our fault, I mean my fault. This is my first time handling the logistics of the podcast, and there's a lot to it. You got a soundboard over here. You got all the computer stuff here. It's quite a bit.
All the little buttons.
All the buttons, all the things.
I like sitting here with no responsibilities. It's quite easy.
But we're here. We got it going. It looks like we're streaming. People are talking to us, so I think we're there. So again, thank you guys for coming back. We've got some of our regulars: Jack, Happy Bob, Patriotic Pangolin, Steven Bartlett. Oh, we got some new guys that I'm not familiar with. Hope you guys are doing well. We've got some folks saying they're going bankrupt buying NeoMag stuff. We appreciate it. Please continue to go bankrupt buying our products. But it's been a busy week.
Super busy.
We are short one, as you guys can tell. Graig is currently on vacation. He is out at his family cottage. He brought our customer service representative, his wife, and one of our part-time fulfillment folks, his dad, with him. So we're short multiple hands today.
Yeah. 3 now.
So that makes us even more busy to make the busy week even busier. So it's a busy week, but that's all good. It's all good. But let's jump into our first scheduled segment. Hold on. Let's see if I can't figure this thing out.
Oh, here it comes.
Hold on.
You guys
I have faith in you.
Ready? Here we go.
As it comes down to my simple voice. Get busy living. Get busy dying.
Oh. And he drops his iPad. Hey, look at that. I actually got the sound effect right. Boom. There we go.
Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Again.
So proud.
This is what happens when we leave me in charge. Everything goes wrong and the points don't matter. So, that's fun. Yeah, guys, what's going on? What's going on this week for you, Mike? What's going on? How was your weekend?
The weekend was pretty awesome, man. A friend of mine, Josh, had his birthday, and he's never been skydiving, so that was the whole fun weekend.
Nope.
I mean, for a guy that's jumped out of planes before, you should totally go skydiving.
Nope, I'm
it's
never
a total
going
game
skydiving.
changer. But
So did he pee himself like you said he was going to, or no?
no, but I did, intentionally, quote unquote, harass him on the ground and be like, "Hey, this could be your first and last skydive." By the time we got ready to go up to the plane, there's a typical handshake. You kind of hit hands, knuckles, and then like peace love sign, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going up to hit his hand. He's trying to shake my hand. Then I'm trying to meet him with the knuckles. But needless to say, when he landed on the ground, he's in just euphoria. He was tickled to death. He's like, the adrenaline was crazy. So it was good, man. It was good.
Good. I would have peed myself. 100%. I am not jumping out of a plane at how high were you guys this time?
14,000.
No,
It's a lot of fun.
that's 10,000 too high.
The best part for me was this plane has a step on the fuselage, so you can climb out on the side of the aircraft and hold on to like the view. It made me feel like Tom Cruise on the C-130 when he's like hanging on for life, except for I'm going a lot slower and not climbing. But beautiful view, and then you just let go. That's all you do.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Just fall.
Yeah, just fall. That sounds atrocious.
Yeah.
And awful. See, I'm used to, again, I'll reiterate what I said last week. I just fell out of the plane. The plane pulled my chute, and I was on the ground 30 seconds later. It was not a problem. I didn't have to think about anything.
Eyes closed the whole time?
I didn't. No, I had to do some checking because if you don't, you got to pull a reserve. I didn't have to check an altimeter. I didn't have to think about anything. I didn't have to pull anything. It was just falling out of the plane, and then the chute opens, and then you look down and you hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
you don't have any time. It's great. I mean, I'm not saying it's a comfortable landing, but I don't have to think about
definitely not a comfortable landing at all. I'll say this. I told my buddy Josh this as well. I was like, the falling part, no problem. Love it. Let me fall all day long. But when I pull canopy and I pull it high, for an example, like 5,000 feet, 4,500 feet, I'm sitting there for the next like 3 minutes, just like, what if my straps, I didn't tighten them down just enough on my legs, So I'm over here panicking, like, what's going to happen? And I told him this. So I typically, I can't say this out loud. I burn in. So I burn to about 3,500 to 3,000, and then I'm pulling. So I'm at like 2,500 and just spin it down, like a tornado. But
that sounds awful.
I don't know. The less time that I have to sit underneath straps, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall out of this strap, and my parachute's just gonna be slowly drifting down. Yeah, but I love jumping. It's odd, but it's me.
I mean, there's a lot. It's probably an exaggeration. There is a percentage of the world's population that enjoys it. You're not the only one. They're maybe sick in the head, but they exist. They're out
It
there.
must be such an adrenaline rush, like
Yes, man. If you're,
maximum adrenaline.
it's definitely free. Like the best way I described it was like the buildings on the ground are 2-3 stories tall. The vehicles, they're all bigger than you, and all the world problems are bigger than you on the ground. But in the sky, everything is tiny. And then if you just stop from looking down, like, oh, I'm approaching the ground really fast, and just look around, it's beautiful.
For sure.
It's absolutely just freeing in that moment. And the adrenaline's there because when it dumps, you're like, oh man, I'm hungry and tired. But definitely, it's worth it. It's worth it. We do 2 or 3 jumps in a day, and we're just, for me personally, I'm smoked.
That's
like,
a lot.
I'm done. After that, I'm like, somebody put me to bed. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Joseph asked, who dry fire today? Did you dry fire today?
Not today. That's after work.
Tib, did you dry fire today?
No, I didn't dry fire yet. But Joe, I promise, Joseph, I promise I will dry fire today for you.
Yes, for you, Joseph. After work, gym session, and then dry fire.
And I'll say his name as I do it.
Oh, that seems inappropriate. Tib, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I got two things. And the second one, I'd love some advice on or tips or whatever. First one, I mentioned last week that my daughter had her driver's test last week and she passed and she's driving around. It is. It's cool. Yeah, she went to the beach. She went to her friend's house in the next town over. So it's beautiful. It's a little scary, but it's beautiful watching your kids grow up and have one of those big milestones, you know. The second thing we did, my son and I did some backyard camping. So we set up some tents in the yard and we had a fire and roasted marshmallows and worked on his skills for starting a fire without any, gasoline or a lighter or any cheating method, So doing the backyard camping is a small part of something larger I have going on with him. I'm trying to get a very formal process in place and how I'm going to help him become a young man. And as everybody knows, this can be very difficult for someone who's young to become a man. And I want to think of like an actual process. And I've read some books on this and I've watched a bunch of videos and, what does he need as far as life skills to be a good man, a godly man, to protect and provide? And what are the things that I need to teach him as a dad, to the point where I would even like to have some sort of like formal process of him beginning to become a man. Like a lot of cultures around the world will have some sort of significant process or a process of something. Yeah. So I've been working on that and thinking about that a lot. And I have a lot of notes. And if anybody has any thoughts or ideas or tips, whatever, there's just so much stuff I want to cover with him before he, flies away.
I mean, that's a big task. I remember listening to a couple podcasts talking about the initiation, the rules, the bringing your son or other young men to manhood, and talking about that whole perspective of an initiation or some process into doing that, and how we have lost that as a society, generally speaking. And it's an interesting proposition. Everyone does it, or everyone has a different look or perspective on it. I think some people would value, I'm going to take him hunting. I'm going to take him camping. Right. I'm going to get him out into nature and make sure that he can survive in nature. Then I think other people would look at it as, I'm going to make sure he can work on his car. I'm going to make sure he knows how to change the oil and do that. Now, some people are going to do mixes of both. Work on the house, do drywall, do electrical, do basic plumbing, all of those things. I don't know that there's a right way or a wrong way.
I think it varies from parent to parent, person to person, and father to son.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's also personality to a certain extent.
You could send him to Spartan Warrior. You could just turn him into like a Roman Spartan.
Yeah.
Well, part of what I want to do too, because I don't want him just to hear what I view manhood as and my definition of manhood. I want him to hear it from the other men in our lives that I respect, you know, his uncle, my neighbor, friends, and there's so many other men that I respect and have learned things from. I would like them to
To be a
impart
part
some
of it.
knowledge on him, on what it means to be a man as well. I don't want him just to hear it from me. But yeah, it's an overwhelming task. There's so many things I want him to know and understand. And I want to break it down like this week we're going to work on this, and then, you know.
Well, I don't know if you're seeing the comments, Tib, but Daff, Days Around Florida, you know, his advice would be that you just live a good life around them, that most kids just absorb what they see, you know, by learning and absorbing what they are around all the time. And by, I assume anyways, Daff, you can correct me if I'm wrong, by surrounding them with the people that you want to rub off on them. So your neighbors, their family,
That's a big part for sure.
those kind of things, they will learn from them. But I do think there is some value to setting up some kind of formal process to it, not necessarily like a test per se, although that could be a part of it. But doing something to give them an idea that we've reached a point, we've reached manhood of some sort, is a value. It gives them some sense of responsibility. Like we, or in your case, me as a father, recognize that you've stepped beyond childhood, that you are moving towards being a man, that you have stepped into something further than just being my son and being a child, that we're going to give you more responsibility because you have made steps forward.
And don't forget to tax them.
Yeah. And pay your taxes.
Yeah. You got to charge a tax for living in the house.
And drink water, lots of water.
Their allowance gets taxed.
That's the point. Yeah. Their allowance gets taxed. They have to pay rent.
Welcome to manhood.
Exactly. Son. Welcome to manhood. You have to get a job, pay rent, and pay taxes. Welcome.
Hey, I'll give him credit. He's only 12 and he has a little side hustle. He cuts like 4 or 5 lawns of the neighborhood. He takes care of the beach in our neighborhood, and he gets paid $500 for the season to take care of the beach. He cuts the grass. He rakes the beach every couple of days. So hard work won't be an issue. He's a hardworking little kid.
Yeah.
But there's so many other life skills that I want to make sure I can at least teach him or give him a little bit of access to, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's a big part, is just giving them access to it. If you don't have those skills, then give him somebody that does. Give him access to somebody that does.
Does he want to jump out of planes?
We know a guy.
My wife would kill you. Let's wait a few years. He's only 12. Let's wait a few more years.
I think that's the 16 or 18 is the limit that you can actually jump. But you know, one thing that I could say, as not being a father, but having a wonderful father growing up as a child and as a young man, was there was a lot of times that we would do stuff that dad needed to do. And, you know, I was child labor, you know, back before labor laws came into play.
Yep.
But I
had kids.
Child service labor. And we'd be working on the truck or working on something. Most of the time I broke something, tore up a lawnmower blade, done that a couple times, you know, blew an engine in the truck, but we'd be working on it. And my dad would show me how to do it. And instead of, sometimes he was the one that was like, all right, you're doing it completely wrong, I'm just going to take over. But other times he would let me fail. And I don't say this lightly, but sometimes letting your son fail in the smallest task or sometimes a difficult task is a great point to allow them to learn themselves, just like what we do in shooting. Like you may have 20 things you're doing wrong, but you have one thing right. I'm going to praise you on that. But then I'm slowly going to let you instruct and teach yourself or recognize what we've covered. And for me, when I failed, my dad wasn't like, oh, you're a turd, that's it. He was like, all right, son, dust your feet off, pick yourself back up. You need a Band-Aid, put it on. But if not, let's get back to work. Like, get after it. And then he applied that to all aspects of my life, whether it was failure or relationships or anything. He's like, there's another fish in the sea, son. You'll be fine. Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like,
dust yourself off.
Yeah. Right. It's just like, I'm here to support you, but you don't need nurturement. You need, it's all right. You got this. You failed. You learn from it. Now pick yourself up and keep moving. And I appreciate that. I think I've carried that forward from my father.
I do think, go ahead, Tib. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you about your weekend. Everybody shared, and
Yeah.
I know what you did.
I was with my kids all weekend. So my wife was out of town. Yeah. So my wife was out of town Thursday through Sunday last week. She was on her annual girls trip. She always takes a trip every summer with a group of girls. This year was a smaller group than normal. I think it was a total of 8 girls. They were at a house in Kentucky, and they got to spend the weekend just hanging out. You know, went out eating good food and hanging out in a pool, and they did have some weather issues that canceled some of their plans. They were supposed to go and do some outdoor concert stuff like that. But anyways, they go do that every summer, have a wonderful time out together, getting away from the kids and the family and some responsibilities. So they did that, and I hung out at home with the kids. Thursday and Friday they were at daycare while I worked, but then Saturday we had some meal times with my in-laws and some extended families members of my wife. They were in town, so we got to do that, and we had church. And then Sunday I spent most of my day at my parents'. We loaded up the pigs for the butcher on Sunday morning, and then helped shearing sheep on Sunday afternoon. So I was at my dad's house from like 8 till 3.
That was a long day.
Yeah,
Did you get to see the little pony?
Albert. Yep. My dad's miniature pony.
Your best friend.
If you guys don't know, that's a story for another time.
Yep. But hung out at the farm. So shearing sheep and loading up pigs and just generally that kind of stuff until 3 o'clock or so, and then took the kids back home and cleaned up the house before my wife got home so she could come home to a clean house.
Good man.
So she didn't have to walk into a tornado after getting relaxed for a few days.
Did the kiddos shear the sheep too?
No. My daughter's too young to really be participating a lot. Weston, my son, is just old enough to come and hang out and watch. So he hung out and watched while we loaded up the pigs. He watched a little bit while the shearer was doing his work, but he got bored and I couldn't watch him. So eventually he went inside just because I couldn't sit there and watch him the whole time. But
Albert hung out with you.
No, Albert, the miniature horse, did not hang out with us. He's not mean, but he's not into being with other people. So anyways, kids got to be a part of all that, which is cool. Growing up, being responsible for animals and everything is good. They got to play with the chickens that my parents and I are raising. So that's a lot of fun. So that was basically my weekend. It was pretty easy. Not a big deal. Wonderful time spending time with just the kids. Although,
so after the kids went to bed every night, did you drink to?
I just would
being
sleep.
left home with the kids.
I just would sleep every night. It was funny. People were like, "Oh, you get this whole nice big bed to yourself." I'm like, "Yeah, it was very, very lonely."
Aww.
Very lonely, but I did get to sleep on my schedule, which is nice. So I got to go to bed at a reasonable time to get up at a reasonable time, as opposed to going to bed at an unreasonable time and have to get up at a reasonable time. So that was lovely. Can't complain about that. But yeah. So it was wonderful. I can't complain. It was a good weekend. Definitely miss my wife. It's one of those that you for sure miss the partnership 100%. There's some partnership missing when they're not around. Like you notice their absence a lot. And it's a good reminder, but I'm glad that they were able to, take the break. So that was good. Oh, Mike, we're having a camera issue.
Uh-oh.
Can you go check that?
Say bye.
We'll keep on trucking. Guys, you probably still have audio, but sorry about the camera. We'll see what's going on with that. Whether it's a battery issue or what, Mike will work on that. In the meantime,
my mic just died too. Can you hear me?
I can still hear you.
Oh, for a second I was talking and nothing was coming out. Oh no.
Well, it seems like the camera battery died, so Mike's going to grab us a new camera battery. And Tib, I can still hear you, Tib. On point 2AT says he can still hear you. So
okay. Sure. No, can't get triggered anymore. So I think I'm good now. I turned my phone back off.
Oh,
Well, look at this technical stuff. Look at that. I see.
oh, there we go. I think we're back to it. Well, let's keep moving, guys. Mike, get your
Can you
headset
hear me, Nate, by
on.
the way? I get those.
You're good. I can hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's keep on trucking. Let's truck ourselves right along, shall we? Let's hit that sound bite. Ready?
Give me liberty! Oh, give me death!
To arms, Mr. Henry. All right, guys, let's move on to our Liberty segment. So I actually, Tiberius and I were talking about this morning, trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about for a little bit. But I found an interesting quote we're going to get to in a second. But first, as much for our live audience as we are for each other, I did have a question. And here we go. Would you go back to the days of a flip phone, using your phone only for calls and texts, or continue with the mini computer that we have in our pockets?
I do not go back. Not back. Like, I think a lot of people say, I wish I could go back and time was simpler, life is easier, blah, blah, blah. But I think a lot of people, I know this is just one little example, but I think going back when you're so used to a modern convenience, having everything right here in my pocket, I think it's very difficult to go back.
For sure. I get that. Mike, what do you think?
That's kind of a hard one because the flip phone can still do what you need, phone call and text, right?
Yep.
One thing that I will say, as technologies advance and having the capability of instantaneous access to almost everything and anyone has great advantageous purposes, but also can be very negative, right? Because we're constantly on our phone, distracted from what's happening in real life, or instead of, I mean, me, even as a photographer, I'll see a spot and be like, man, I want to photograph that, whip out my phone and I'm taking a photo instead of just stopping, pausing and enjoying the scene for the moment in that moment. So I'm kind of 50-50. I think it would make things a lot easier in the respect of people would actually have conversations in person again. But the access for as fast of a pace that the world is moving in, that is something that we do need. I mean, we see here, we quick access to technology to be able to stream and talk to others. So it's definitely a kind of a 50-50. I'm kind of half and half. You know?
I mean, the hard part is I would suspect that a lot of the people that are literally watching us right now are probably watching on their phone. I mean, I know some of the guys here are watching at work, so they have us pulled up on a monitor at work and everything, but the folks that are going to listen to us later, the folks that are going to watch this back later, are probably going to be doing that on a phone. And a lot of that, you know, a lot of our customers, we know that a lot of our customers purchase via the phone. So it is a double-edged sword for sure. Tib, I struggle because I agree with you that I'm one of those people that in an ideal world in my brain says I would love to go back to a flip phone, but the reality is having the convenience of the smartphone is very hard to give up.
Yeah. It's a prison in our pocket.
100%. I mean, we can see it in the comments. We got a lot of comments. Tom is talking about not having a phone at all, which is kind of cool. But Patriotic Pingolin saying rather keep the smartphone, but get rid of the socials. Daff Days Around Florida would like to go to a flip phone. Jack Happybot just said he'd keep his smartphone. On Instagram, we had somebody say, stay with a smartphone. People just need to learn to be more disciplined, which is 100% true. That's one of the biggest issues, right? Is just if you're going to have the phone, being more disciplined with it. Ty Boomer just says it's a blessing and a curse.
For sure.
Right.
I want to call out that carry his thrust on access integration. High floor. how I find balance. I think finding that balance is key. Find yourself death scrolling on Instagram, put the phone away and go do some stuff.
Yeah, balance for certain.
Tib, your sound quality is atrocious.
It's terrible.
Not bro. Is that?
Yep. You want to try it again? Give me a little unplug and replug of your mic.
How's that? Better?
One more try.
Stand by. Technical difficulties.
Yep.
Round 2.
But I will say, being disciplined on the phone is very difficult, right? There are tools,
Absolutely.
they build tools in that can help, but it is a very difficult thing. Tom says, he's 53 and he's an old U.S. Marine and struggles and hates technology, which I get that for sure.
Yeah. But you can actually, to this point, you can see the older generation struggles so much with technology now.
Yeah.
And everything has gone so digital that there is no more, you show up at an office with a hard piece of paper and turn it in.
Right.
It's you fill out this form, send an email. And you can definitely see the older generations that didn't grow up on this or didn't have this access to this technology. They're behind the curve. And it's almost like they do have a very relaxed lifestyle too, because they don't need it. They didn't grow up with it. They don't necessarily need it. And they're just enjoying the life.
For sure.
At least my grandma is. She can't call me or text me if she tried to, and then she'll butt dial me and not even know she's talking to me for an hour. So it's lovely.
Tib, you back?
Yeah. Is that any better or no?
Yeah, it's a little better.
A little bit better.
But yeah, Ty Boomer talked about there's companies coming out with dumb phones that are similar to smartphones, but with a lot less capability. But they're more expensive than what you can get right now. But anyways, all of that lead to the quote that I found, which was from James Madison, which is the advancement in diffusion of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty, which leads me to this question for you guys. We are currently living in an age where most knowledge is accessible right out of our pocket at almost any given moment. Is that helping us currently? Why or why not? So again, think about what he said. The advancement in diffusion of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty. So what do you guys think about that?
The word diffusion sticks out to me because you can have all the knowledge, you can have access to all the knowledge. If you don't know it, if you don't understand it, in this world of knowledge and news getting, I'll say, like fake news and things not real. There's so much on the internet that's either not quite the full truth or not real or not honest or something. And I think with AI, this is only going to continue to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Having the ability to understand what's true, real knowledge, not going to get harder and harder.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. AI and the technology that's coming out is making it very much a difficult position for us because we can scroll and somebody that maybe has no awareness of it
100%.
is going to believe something is necessarily true where it may as well be just AI imagery. One not going political, but the recent Coldplay incident with the CEOs, right? But what was happening right before that was the Epstein docs and Epstein files. And it's like technology, right? The advancement and diffusion of knowledge. It's like we have this information so vastly available at us, it can also be used against us. And I think this is a perfect case of a flip and switch tactic where it's like, here's a diversion and a distraction from what we don't want you to know because we're protecting ourselves on the back end.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I think what it comes down to is just speed, which may come back to that diffusion part of the discussion, is there's so much information coming so quickly, regardless of whether there's actually a strategy behind it, whether they're truly trying to distract us from something or not.
It's just that diffusion of knowledge. You don't know what's true and what's not, or what to believe and what not to believe.
And it's all coming so quickly that looking at it with a eye of discernment and understanding what's coming through, that's what I think that's where I think we're actually struggling. When I read that quote, the advancement of diffusion is of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty. I was having a discussion with a friend recently, and if you look at the ages of our founding fathers, all of them were young. I mean, much younger than you and I are now.
Crazy to think, right?
Not early 20s, right? The only one that was of it any more advanced age at the time was Benjamin Franklin. All the rest of the founding fathers were a couple generations younger than Benjamin Franklin.
He was in his late 40s, right? I can't recall that, but I think he was
older. Yeah. I can't remember. But
fact check this, guys.
Somebody look that up. Throw it in the comments. How old was Benjamin Franklin during like the Revolutionary War? I can't remember. Anyways, all of them were very knowledgeable. They'd put a lot of effort into understanding philosophy and ethics and morality and religion and the rule of law and the rule of justice and all of that. It's really interesting. If you think about it, they were putting a lot of effort into their education and knowledge, and they were able to build a country. If you asked most average 20-year-olds right now,
they're doing TikTok dances.
I was gonna say they couldn't build anything, much less
they can build a TikTok video.
Yeah, they can do a TikTok video.
But they couldn't build a country. It's very interesting. And I'm not gonna say the instant access is our killer, but it certainly doesn't help us. And in a lot of ways, I think that the quick and easy access to information hasn't given us help.
And he was 70 years old in 1776.
Thank you, Patriotic Pangolin. He was 70 in 1776. So again, that's my point. He was significantly older than all of the other founding fathers.
The instant technology, like the instant access to everything. Yeah, for sure. Like if we're hungry, we can go get food.
Yep.
And back then, I can only speak on hypothetical to a degree, a little bit of history, but back then you had to farm, you had to plow, you had to hunt, you had to grow, you had to work to survive. Now it's you work to live. Well, I guess in a part sense, we work to survive now with the economy. And 1776 taxes would have been a lot better than today's taxes, but I digress.
Yeah. Well, it's just an interesting thought. Something I was thinking about when I was trying to figure out what we were talking about with liberty is just that discussion of knowledge and diffusion. And if knowledge is the true guardian of liberty, if what James Madison is saying is true, we have to do some audit of our use of knowledge, right? And go back and look at that. And I think our use of smart technology, these little mini computers that we have in our pocket that gives us access to close to most of human knowledge at any given time.
So Tibbs, you have to take your son's phone and break it and say, I'm going to teach you to be a man.
It's a battle. Limit, not keep small, but limit your phone. On my phone, I can see both of that along with that. There's those I have.
I want to say I understood him.
Tib, your mic is still having issues, buddy.
We still love you, though.
You want to bring it closer to your face? Do a little ASMR action. Oh, switching out mics. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
How about
technology? What do you guys think? Yeah, that's better, Tib. What do you guys think about this? We're getting a lot of feedback on YouTube. So Ty Brimmer says tech is definitely interesting. I've been reading the younger generations are struggling with technology similar to how older generations do. Don't know how to search, troubleshoot, or fix stuff. And that's so true because we use this to be like,
how do I do this?
Right? How do I do this? And now AI is telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
But there's no actual hands-on application a lot.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, that's a good point that if you're constantly relying on technology to fix all your problems, how are you learning to troubleshoot things on your own? My wife is a school teacher. She teaches, she's math, high school math teacher. She teaches geometry, and then she teaches a class. I'm not going to remember what it's called. It doesn't matter, but the whole idea behind it is that it teaches logic and problem solving. That's the whole goal behind it. And it's an alternative essentially to algebra 2 if you're not going to go into science and math moving forward, higher education wise.
Right.
And you don't need to keep moving forward with all of the higher math,
Like calculus.
like
and trig.
calculus and all that stuff. But with that, it's trying to teach you all of those logic equations and all of the logic solving puzzles and all of that will only help you with life. And these kids struggle so much with it. Not that it's an easier class. I think a lot of kids have enrolled with it thinking, oh, well, it's instead of algebra 2, it's going to be easier than algebra 2. And that's not the goal of the class. It's not supposed to be easier. It's supposed to still teach you that problem solving side of the equation. But the idea is just to teach you problem solving.
Right.
And these kids just don't have that ability anymore. Because they have instant access to problem solving. They can just quickly Google search, they can chat GPT and say, hey, how do I do this thing?
Right.
Which is awesome. In a lot of ways, you don't have to struggle through something, but
did you learn?
But you didn't learn anything.
Right.
You can always
And
just
in many times they got the basic questions. I love the analogy, like 20, 30 years ago, our owners was told people how to gap spark plugs each time themselves, and now they tell you to drink batteries. No,
man. All right.
We love you, Tib. We kind of get you here and there. You're breaking in and out. Just this. I wonder if it's your headphones. I wonder if it's your Apple headphones, if they're connected Bluetooth. There might be calls in that.
Maybe I should I Google search it? Should I Google search
GPT and
chat GPT and see?
Let us know.
see what Chat GPT says.
Oh,
Is that any better?
that just
That's a lot
became
better.
perfectly clear.
Yeah, that was good.
I was just charging my microphone case because the battery was low. I was charging the case, and I said, "Well, let me unplug it," because that's when the problem started.
Yeah, we can hear
Well,
you.
now you sound perfect. So whatever that was.
Whatever
I
you were
troubleshooted
saying,
it.
you have to tell us again because we didn't hear anything you said for the last 20 minutes.
So I was saying, I'm sure you've heard this analogy before. 20, 30 years ago, car owners manuals teach you how to like change the timing belt, gap spark plugs, and do that type of work. Now the owner's manual tells you not to drink the battery fluid.
Right.
And I think a lot of folks, the days of fixing things yourself or even wanting to fix it yourself, just take it somewhere and let somebody fix it or throw it away if it's not expensive like a car.
Exactly.
So we're not supposed to drink the lead paint?
Sure.
No, you put that on toast.
Oh,
It's like a
Let's
eat it.
topping.
but they say don't drink the lead paint. It's like, that's what we were planning on doing.
Ooh. Days Around Florida said, most, if not all of the world's troubles stem from one phrase. There's an app for that. It's great. Hey, Tib, this is for you. Little learning from Patriotic Penguin. Charging devices emit radio frequencies. It's listed as a warning in the privacy section of iPhone to keep the device 5 millimeters away from your skin. So, hey, don't charge stuff while we're trying to do this. Thank you, Patriotic Penguin. I appreciate you.
Yep. Everyone wants your negative frequencies, Tib.
Man, there's a lot of
Negative
comments.
aura.
We got a lot
What
of
is
stuff.
this?
Well, have we exhausted our knowledge talk? Should we move on to being equipped?
Oh, I want to show the new product really bad.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
You want to? Okay. All right. Hold on. Well, let's do it then.
Here it
shall we?
comes.
We go.
Gun and radio. Not exactly Christmas, is it?
You expecting an exploding pen? We don't really go in for that anymore. Good luck out there in the field. And please return the equipment in one piece.
I would not return the equipment in one piece.
Never.
No.
Brave New World.
All right. Let's move on to the equipped section of our podcast. Before Tib reveals anything, sorry, Tib, we have a special thing for everybody. It's called
Not everybody.
Discount code. I'm sorry, Tib. Who is this discount code for?
This is for the insiders only.
What does it do?
It gets them a discount. How much is the discount? I don't remember.
20% off.
And how do you become an insider? I forgot.
Mike, talk through it while I type this out.
Guys, if you're not a part of the Insiders Club, go to the website www.theneomag.com and you can join the Insiders Club. It is absolutely free to join. We will not harass you outside of sending you 2 emails a week. One to join us on our YouTube, podcast, and social media live channels, and the other to update you on some of our new product launches, early access, insider discounts, and more. And again, here's our shout out. If you have not liked, subscribed, and followed us on our YouTube social media channels, be sure to do so now. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about the podcast. And you too can be a part of the Insiders. Now, you're going to gain 20% off for about the next 36 hours every week as a part of the Insiders Live. You get access to this discount, 20% off for the next 36-ish hours.
Boom. Tactical 20 for 20% off. For all of you wonderful NeoMag insiders, thank you so much for being an insider today. We appreciate
Don't go bankrupt.
Or do.
Don't go bankrupt.
Or do.
And just so you guys know, for those of you that are already an insider, you got your one-time 15% discount. If you are not an insider and you join today, you're going to get your first purchase at 15% off. Now, you cannot stack these discounts. However, every Wednesday, we do hop on our live and offer our insiders that 20% off code every week. So you can utilize that not only your first purchase, but thereafter every week you can gain access to 20% off.
Isn't that exciting? So exciting.
I feel like I've done that a time or two.
I feel like we've all done that a time or two, except apparently Tib. He's the only one that doesn't know anything about
He
it.
said, "What's the discount code again?"
And how
I'm
much?
good at playing dumb. That's all. Mike did all the work, and I just smile.
He's just pretty.
Yeah, that smile over there, Tibbs. You got those pearly whites going on.
Now, if you were an insider, you did actually have access. Well, you were given a link to a live to talk about this product that I'm going to give Tib permission to share with us now. Go for it, buddy. As slowly as he possibly can. So we are releasing on Friday the beltless V2. So do you have one with a receiver on it too, Tib?
I do. I was just playing around with it, so the ulti clips are not on, and the receiver is on the back of the beltless. I was playing around with it, doing different things. But
so on Friday, we are releasing a beltless V2. What is different about the beltless V2 from the beltless that we've had for the last few years? So to give you guys a little history lesson, the beltless was released in the summer of 2022. It is a option to carry with the alias system without needing a belt. It clips over your waistband. You tighten down your belt with the provided ulti clips, and you can carry without a belt. Now, the V2, those are the ulti clips that Tib is showing you right there. So the ulti clips, for those listeners, as opposed to viewers, the ulti clips are a very, very strong clip that will clip over top your waistband to keep the beltless from shifting left to right, and will keep your holster nicely in place. Now, beltless V2. Cool part is we're releasing this in 2 different form factors, one with a receiver and one like the one that Tib is holding there without a receiver. What that will allow you to do is now carry the beltless without using the alias system. If you are one of those folks that don't like the NeoMag alias system and just want to carry with a holster without the alias system with your normal 1.5-inch carry loops, you can do that with the beltless now without the receiver. We've made the beltless bridge narrow enough to work with those 1.5-inch carry clips, which is pretty cool. The other thing that is coming out on Friday is the bat strap, which our wonderful Vanna White Tiberius is showing off. So what is the bat strap? It's adding I can't call it a belt.
Adjustable tension strap.
Thank you. Say it one more time.
It is adding an adjustable tension strap. With the Velcro elasticity, it allows you to adjust to your sizing. Now, this belt is going to come what, Nate?
It's not a belt.
This bat strap.
So what it's allowing you to do is if you do not like or if you want to be able to carry without relying on a drawstring waistband, think yoga pants, think scrubs that don't have a great drawstring, or any of your shorts that don't have a great drawstring, this bat strap will allow you to carry without a belt inside of your pants. The bat strap will integrate directly into your beltless, both the V2 and the V1. If you have even one of the original V1s from way back in 2022, like that, it will work just fine with it.
One size fits all.
Integrate it all the way back. So I don't remember the size range.
It's 27 to 47 inches is the spacing.
Well, there you go. So it'll be very nice. So this will drop on Friday on the website. We're really excited about it. We've been testing it for a while. I ran it all of GunCon. If you were at GunCon a few weeks ago, almost a month now, I was carrying the whole time with the beltless and the bat strap with a pair of my non-belted shorts. It was great, very comfortable. It's a very nice way to carry with your beltless system.
And my 2 cents here, a couple things, is this is a prototype I have. So this plastic beltless, you will not get a plastic beltless. Mine's just a prototype. Not that anyone probably cares, but the engraving will be different. Again, I have an early prototype here. There is some stretchy material on here that I find very pleasant when you are moving around. And even if, like Nate said, the bat strap will help if you don't have the best drawstring on your pants. But even if you do, the bat strap just makes it a lot more stable, because not only now you have the 2 ulti clips holding the adapter onto your pants, but this bat strap just makes it a lot more stable. And for me, it allows me to comfortably carry a little bit larger gun or carry that smaller gun and be a lot more active. I think the bat strap is the best addition to the beltless. It's super stable.
I also think it makes it into a more reasonable all-day carry application, as opposed to before. Beltless was a convenience carry for me, anyways. It was a convenience carry. It's I want to run to the store real quick. I'm wearing athletic shorts. I'm just going to clip this on and go. The beltless now can be used as an all-day. I'm going to wear athletic shorts all day at whatever event I'm at, and I'm going to use that to carry with, which is really nice. It just gives me more options.
And as Nate said, if you have an old beltless, the bat strap, or as I affectionately call it, Batman strap, the bat strap will work with the old beltless. So you don't have to, even though you should buy a new beltless, you don't have to.
Yes, and it's all encompassing. Is that the word? Encompassing. My Red Bull's not kicking in enough today. But it's all in one. So you have your beltless, you have the beltless extension that you can add to it. You can add the pads for the back, so you have comfort when putting on your beltless and your bat strap. So it gives you all the convenience to have extra accessories, extra alias receivers. So we actually have those videos launching Friday, which is really cool to see how we said we went from convenient carry to now with the beltless. You have the capability to carry full-size gun, extra mag caddy, whatever you want, tourniquet knives, and adjust it to your body size without having to belt loops.
Days around Florida. You have a good day, Jack. Happy Bob. You're right. If you don't like the alias, it's blasphemy. Patriotic Pangolin has a wonderful question, which is, can it be used without pants if you have the bat strap? And the answer to that question is yes, 100%. You can use the bat strap without pants.
Listen, if somebody breaks in, you got your boxers on, just throw your bat strap on and you're set. You're ready to go.
Listen, when you're at the urinal, you just drop your pants around your waist and your gun stays up. It's great. Like a 5-year-old all the way down. So it's a wonderful addition to your carry options. But that will release this coming Friday, whatever that is, July 25th, I think. That'll drop on the website. So go check it out at the neomag.com this coming Friday. We're equipping you guys a little bit more today.
He said Tom Gordon said with blunt nose wad cutter rounds for it.
We don't sell ammo, you know, those are wonderful things. Wad cutters, they're great for the range for sure. I love wad cutters, especially shooting in paper targets. If you are shooting competition and you want to make sure that your hits are counted, shoot wad cutters. You're going to see every single hole in a paper target with wad cutters. They are fantastic.
I need to do that this weekend. Get those rip rounds that break apart. And
Oh,
multiple. So it's like, yeah, that's alpha. That's an alpha too. Why do you have 6 alphas with 2 shots, sir? Like,
No,
don't worry about it.
Don't
You
worry
didn't
about
pay
it. It's
for
fine. Best way to
You might
carry
just
with
use might as well use the bird shot 9mm, so you got like 10, 15 pellets heading down range every time you shoot.
that's right.
all alphas.
Carry is cross is best way to carry when using the bathroom in the middle of the night. That's true. That's funny. All right.
And you have your alias hard mount receivers in the bathroom, so you can lock your alias holster in. And when you're ready to go, you can put it back on the bat strap.
That's true. That's true. You take it off the hard mount in your bathroom and stick it in your bat strap.
Bat strap.
In your bat strap. Batman strap.
Batman strap.
Good deal. Good deal. So anyways, guys, that'll drop on the website on Friday. So go check it out. If you're listening and it's past Friday, July 25th, hopefully they're still in stock and you can go check them out.
Mm.
Yes, patriotic penguin. It can be shifted. The bat strap allows you the versatility with the beltless. Even before the bat strap, you can run the beltless on your hip, on your side. You can shift it, but it does allow for a lot more comfort and adjustment with whatever you're wearing. For me personally, the guys for like the first year let me escape and get away with wearing joggers and sweatpants like every day. Now I have to wear pants like a professional.
You don't have to wear pants.
Okay, well, I'll still wear my bat strap even if I don't wear pants.
I mean, it just you look
Greg's
better
not
when
here,
you
so
wear pants.
I'm gonna come in with no pants on tomorrow.
I mean, you wear whatever you want to wear to work. It's fine. I mean, Tib doesn't wear pants to work.
He is definitely sitting
Never.
with pants on right now.
He doesn't
Never.
wear to work.
I can't tell you the last time I put pants on.
It's probably sometime in May.
It was a work function. Actually, when I came out to Ohio for the last work function, I had to wear pants for something, and I wasn't happy.
Great question.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
that's fair. We had a good question from Chanson 243 on YouTube. He said, "What inspired the original NeoMag design, and how did the feedback from users help improve the product since then?" So, Chanson, the original design came from our owner Graig, who unfortunately couldn't make it the podcast this week. Was in some classes back in the early 2013, 14 timeframe, and was not into carrying extra mags on his waistband. And he was carrying a smaller pistol in those classes. Realized that he wasn't able to have enough rounds. He was throwing an extra mag in his pocket, was struggling to get a smooth reload coming out of his pocket. So he actually went back. He was working at a commercial, commercial retail signage or retail
Trade show.
Not trade show. It was just like marketing display company.
And stuff.
So for products and everything, like I actually got to go on a couple work trips with him where we went and built product or displays at Cabela's that he had designed and everything. So he went back to the shop, folded up some sheet metal into the original shape of the first prototype design of the NeoMag to proof out the concept. It's actually sitting in our lobby. He just scotch taped a magnet to the inside of the sheet metal, and that's what created the first design. We have now just released the Gen 2. It's been a little under a month. Tib is holding it up right now. And a lot of user feedback went into the change into the Gen 2. So the Gen 1, which Tib is holding up right now, had some squared off edges. You could see the magnet. It was made out of steel. It was a little bit heavier. The Gen 2 is made out of has an aluminum plate. You can't see the magnets or the screw holes in it. It's actually a stronger grab on the mag. It can be used for both Glock and steel mags as opposed to the original, which was primarily used for steel mags. The clip can cant as opposed to just being fixed in one position. The brackets are rounded off and tumbled to make for a softer edge, to make it easier on the user's hands. And it's lighter because it's made out of aluminum by about 33%. Overall, we just refined the design quite a bit. And most of that was due to customer feedback. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. But that's what we've done to improve the design since it was originally released in 2015.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years. It's been a long time. But
That was a good question.
it was a great
Yeah,
question.
Great question.
And a great answer, Nate.
Yeah, good job.
I've answered it once or twice. It's not my first time.
I could tell.
We've been to the rodeo once or twice.
All right. Well, let's move on to our last segment, shall we? Let's hit this.
You say you've been walking for 30 years, right?
Right.
Have you ever thought that maybe you were lost?
No.
Well, how do you know that you're walking in the right direction?
Walk by faith, not by sight.
What does that mean?
It means that you know something even if you don't know something.
It doesn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't have to make sense. It's faith. It's faith. It's the flower of light in the field of darkness. It's giving me the strength to carry on. You understand?
Faith and fuel, guys. So our last segment is faith and fuel. So this week I pulled out Colossians 4:6. Let your conversation be gracious and attractive so that you will have the right response for everyone. Being a testimony to those around us is not in winning arguments and debates, not about wearing down those who we are around. It's about living in a way that others notice that something is different about you. It's in the everyday moments that your life has the greatest impact. When you guys think about that scripture and think about that concept, does that make you guys look at your daily lives differently? Discuss.
All right, I'll jump on it, Tib. Does that make you guys look at your lives a little bit differently? Yes. Personally, when you have a conversation, the older I'm getting, and sometimes the more patient I become when you have a conversation, if you just listen intently instead of listening to respond and listen to what the person needs, or in this, just be what that person might need in that moment, it really does sometimes weigh or reflect how the outcome of the conversation may be, whether it's a disagreement, whether it's an agreement on something or a topic that somebody's passionate about. Just listening intently and being true to what you are and who you are and what they need. And maybe this doesn't necessarily answer the question, but I do believe that is something that's important. The older I get, is just stopping and recognizing what a person needs when they tell you something. Because if somebody's telling you something, they're probably speaking from the mind or from the heart with good intent. That's all I got.
I think, especially in a emotional conversation, a conversation has a lot of emotions. Most people listen to respond, not listen to understand. And the one thing I've worked on myself the past 5-10 years is doing a better job controlling all of my emotions and always trying to let my words and my actions reflect Christ at all times. And it can be very difficult to me, especially difficult for me, especially when gun control, for example, gets pushed in Rhode Island. It's very difficult for me to treat people trying to take my guns away with respect. It's very, very difficult. Or if I'm having a bad day and my son does something to chat me the wrong way. So I've tried extremely hard to make sure my words and what I post on social media and my actions and everything is a reflection of Christ at all times, which is not easy. Well, for me, it's not easy. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy at all. To piggyback off that, no, absolutely not. I mean, we had
glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, I had a great conversation with a friend of mine this weekend, and we prayed on the way to the skydiving. We prayed before we skydived. We prayed for lunch. A man of faith and a man of God, and a great person I like to surround myself with. And it's hard because some of the conversations we had were not about like just the world. It's about, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life that reflects? And he told me something personal about his life before his marriage that he had so much backlash on, but it was what God had in planned for them and stored for them. They've been married 17 years. And like, I listened to that and it was just like, wow, and he posed a challenge, more of a personal challenge for me. But I've kept to that, not to honor him, but to honor the big man upstairs.
Yeah.
And it's hard. The world outside is it's full of temptation.
Yep.
So I love that. And this is definitely one I'm going to go back and have to read this one and go over this one. But how can you be a testament to the Word of God, to yourself, and be true to yourself and true to others around you. And how can that reflect on others and they see something different in you? That's a good one, Nate. That's a really good one that I think I'm going to personally use that one this week to kind of prep myself for going into another location where I'm going to be talking to people and interacting with people and being around people that maybe are struggling with their faith, or maybe where I'm at in my faith in life, that we can pause, reflect, and grow together.
Yeah, Carrier's Cross put a different translation into the chat that said, "Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person." In his case, he put the salt as wisdom and grace. So let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, wisdom, and grace, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. So it's just a way to think about, as we go about our daily lives, a different way to approach it. It's one of those things another discussion I was having recently, talking about how we as men, Christian men, go about sharing our testimony with others, the perspective on it. We were talking about if this is what we believe, if we truly believe that our sharing of our faith is the thing that makes a difference, that if we don't do that, someone may not get the chance to know our Savior and may not have that chance for that salvation. Doesn't that put a lot more onus on us sharing that? And it made it just be as simple as us looking a little bit differently. It may not be us standing on a street corner with a Bible verse on a piece of cardboard and screaming out, that hell is real and
You're going to hell if you don't believe in
and
Jesus.
damnation is real, or whatever. It may just be simply that we asked the cashier at McDonald's how their day is going, and actually gave them a real feel as to, what you care about. Who knows? It's just something to think about, something to chew on as you go about your week. So, but I think that wraps up the podcast all. So let's hit that outro.
Episode 3. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See, I'm already screwing things
There
up.
it
Look
is.
at that. Hold on.
We're learning.
Outro.
You were doing so well.
So well. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in to Life, Liberty, and Equipped. If today's conversation challenged you, encouraged you, or helped you get more equipped to pursue your mission, share it with a friend, drop a comment, and leave us a review. Those reviews really help us out. It brings other people to the podcast and brings some attention to us. Don't forget, we go live on the NeoMag YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram every Wednesday at 1. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you can be part of the next week's live show.
And if you guys are not already part of the NeoMag Insiders Club, now's the opportunity. Get early access to NeoMag gear, exclusive content, and front row seats to everything we're building here at the NeoMag shop.
Until next time, live boldly, stand for liberty, and stay equipped. See you soon.
See you guys.
We'll see you next week. All right, everyone on the live, we appreciate you joining in on the live today. We appreciate your interactions as we went up through today, as well as participating in our conversation. We always appreciate everyone's participation, and we look forward to talking to you guys next week. Be on the lookout on the website for the Beltless V2 launch on Friday and the Bat Strap. We're really excited to launch those products and bring them to you guys. And we will talk to you guys next week.
See you guys later.